Today, blue will be the least favorite color for a lot of people. A lot of people are actually in airports, banks, and supermarkets looking at a blue screen and thinking what to do next. And this is because of outage that happened with Microsoft. So today in this video, we're going to see what really happened. People think that it's a cyber attack, but what really happened and what is going to be like the time frame that we're looking into fix it and how to fix it, and as a business how to protect yourself, and as a career professional, so what are the opportunities that we can use it. There is going to be a lot of opportunities that is going to come our way, so how we going to train ourselves and equip ourselves to pick those opportunities. Welcome to Australian guys, and thank you for all the love and support. If you like my videos, subscribe to the channel and follow my other channels as well. So there is another channel called Expert as a Talks. You can watch that as well. And we also launching our own crypto project, which is called virtuacoin.com. You can download an app called VirtuSwap, and that you can earn free cryptocurrencies in that. All right, so let's get into it. So first thing, like a lot of people might ask question like, I've been doing videos in a lot of different genres. And so how am I actually into comment on a cybersecurity related issue? Like what sort of experience I would have. So I'm going to actually share my screen. I'm going to show you what relevant experience I have. And so this is my LinkedIn profile. And if I scroll back, if I go to my experiences, so it's actually quite a while back. I used to work for a company called Computer Associates, and this was in 2007. And I still have to scroll a bit more. Yep. So this is a company I used to work. I used to work as an enterprise support engineer. I used to do virus research, network security, monitoring networks, and reading logs, and managing like multiple systems and servers and stuff like that. So that's what I used to do it on a daily basis. And there is like a couple of things which I generally worked most of the time, and which is basically what is the current issue is related to. So one is virus research. And what I used to do at virus research is basically a lot of the people who create viruses, they're not actually pros. So what they basically do is they get a virus from a dark web, and then they make some changes and create it as a variant. And most of these variants are very less effective because most of the antivirus scans can actually pick a variant of a family of virus. So what we do is in a virus research is basically we get those viruses in a secured package, and we deploy it into a sandbox environment, and we'll check the virus to see if it is actually has got all the traits and stuff like that. And then we test it around. And then we write some notes and give it to the people who write content for the antivirus. The content package basically contains instructions on how to manage a particular virus. Let's say how it enters and where it actually stays and infects. Something like some of these things work like Trojan, something like a rootkit. So how exactly this mechanism is going to work deploying these viruses, and how to actually detect it, and how to quarantine it, and how to create all like if it is like a multiple copies of that virus across multiple folders and systems and stuff. So it's just like how to scan and get all of those cleared off. So basically what we do is we'll give instructions for the next set of guys to create a content package, and that's what you get it as an update on a daily basis. Now this outage is basically exactly in that portion. So this is like 20 years ago where I worked in CA, and that's the time actually I awarded best in world as well. So I got an award on that as company as well. But now what happens is like these antivirus companies, they don't really do just after it's get infected or after the virus comes into your system, it's not going to catch it. Or these systems right now we have are but lot more smarter as well. And the second line, if you look at it, I worked in something called host-based intrusion prevention system. This is for any hackers who is trying to get into your network or system get detected. So this is basically the main point of it. So they get detected as soon as they enter, and so that way we go and lock the systems off, and then get them out and stuff like that. So these virus systems, the current ones, the antivirus company, which is the CrowdStrike, they have a solution called Falcon, and the Falcon has got different set of suites and different set of flavors and stuff like that. And the issue is with, I think, Falcon Sensor, and they have Falcon Insight, Falcon Prevent, and all of these things. The main issue is with actually the Falcon product, which is dealing with endpoint detection and response, the EDR. and an update was prepared for the EDR, and that was deployed as a content file into Windows, and that update happened around like 3 p.m. or something like that, Pacific Standard Time or something, and that's when all the systems started going down. And technically what should have happened is basically any update that's get done, it should go through a proper rigorous testing, and generally they have a DevOps and Dev Security Ops and stuff like that, where they actually have a mechanism of how to develop and how to test and how to actually build, like creating a build and then give a release and stuff like that. So there'll be like a process of how these things done. So this is basically a few things that we can learn from this one. So one is like these sort of updates can actually cause worldwide update and outage, and then how to actually fix it, like these sort of systems. Like right now, the issue is basically it's a blue screen of death, and that's a screen Windows cannot get an update, Windows cannot go online. So now that's because it happens before the booting of Windows. So now in this kind of situations, people cannot do an auto update. So the only solution to this one is basically the fixes. People have to reboot in Windows safe mode, and this is something that people used to do it like around 20 years back when they had Windows XP, and we used to have a lot of blue screen of death, and that's like pretty common for us. We used to press F4 to safe mode and F5 to safe mode with the networking, and for this solution we just need safe mode. We don't need safe mode with the networking. And then you can just go into the folder location, which is System32 drivers, and there is a folder called CrowdStrike, and you just have to go and find the file which is 0 with C hyphen multiple zeros 291 sys, and you just have to rename this to .old or move this file to another folder. And once this is done, you just have to restart your systems few times. It's because sometimes these files get updated again. So we just have to restart it few more times until it boots to a normal Windows. And once it's done, it's best to actually to turn off auto updates for a while, and then until Microsoft gives an update like, okay guys, just turn on auto updates, everything will be fine. But I think most cases, once you get back to normal Windows, after you remove this file, you should be okay, because the current updates, even now Microsoft would have fixed it already, so they would have removed it by now. And so the next thing is, this actually reminds me of a movie which is like Live Free or Die Hard. It was like I think Die Hard 4 or something like that, Bruce Willis movie. And in that movie, there was they proposed a sort of like how to destabilize an entire nation using hackers. So they used a term called fire sale, but that's actually a term which can actually means a type of attack where in first stage they actually disable all the transport systems and things like that. So right now a lot of trains are down and airports are down, and which is basically the first stage of the attack. That's what happens right now. And the second stage is disable all the financial systems, stock markets and banks and stuff. That's exactly what happened as well. So a lot of banks are down, and a lot of financial stock markets and stuff like that are down. So which is basically the second stage of attack is what this means. And the third one is basically getting down with disabling the public utility systems such as electricity, gas and stuff like that, and satellite communications and stuff. And that's when people get panicked, and because the supply is going to run out and people are going to get panic, and a lot of riots going to happen and stuff. So, but again, this is not a hacker attempt. This is basically an update, seemingly an innocent update, which caused global outage. But technically, if someone want to destabilize a nation, they don't really need to go and hack individual systems, like individual hacking into an airports and separately into banks and stuff like that. You don't need a lot of people. So you just need someone working in a antivirus company, and then just give a wrong update, and then you can disable the whole world. So this is an interesting point that we should keep a note of it. So the other thing is, like, as a business, how do we protect ourselves? So we need to have redundancy in place, and probably an alternate tech stack running, or the same tech stack probably running on a different platform as well. And people might claim that, okay, Rahul, Linux is safe. Why can't we have everything Linux? See guys, right now 90% of people are running in Windows, and probably 10% will be rest of all the operating systems together. So Linux is considerably safer because it is built from Unix, which is used by defense, and ground up Linux is built for security. Whereas Windows was actually built on top of MS-DOS, which was actually from another ancient operating system called, I think, CMI or something like that. I think that's where Bill Gates got it from. So if you look at it, MS-DOS is not a product built like Unix. So it was actually built for end user to be using it much more freely and easily, for end user to do some sheets and like some calculations and recording datas and stuff like that. So now, if you look at it, like say we can claim that yes, of course, Linux is considerably safer, but Windows is little bit less safer because we are sacrificing security for comfort. So right now, you want to plug a USB drive and you want to read and show what's inside the drive. So that's a comfort, but technically that's a vulnerability as well. So what if you plug a USB drive with a malicious software? So Windows is going to read that software, and it might actually detect it's a virus, and it might actually quarantine it. What if it's a new breed of virus that Windows haven't seen, or Defender haven't seen, or the CrowdStrike haven't seen that sort of virus? So technically, Windows can actually bite into it, and it could be a dangerous thing. But the thing is, like that, Windows has got so many other things. Like it gives you outright a lot of privileges for being a user, and you can do a lot more admin level stuff in Windows compared to Linux. So yeah, so technically you are actually sacrificing security for comfort, and that's why Windows is less secured. But if let's say around 90% of the population are using Linux, then hackers will have more time spending on Linux, and they might also start looking into Linux as well, because right now, for a hacker to invest his time to get into Linux and learn all about Linux, like how they do it on Windows, is technically not that useful, because most of the people, let's say if you want to hack someone into a computer, you want to transfer some money from his account, and so then if he is using Windows, then it's worthwhile for me to learn all the vulnerabilities in Windows. And so someone to learn Linux and how they're going to make money, like even for being a hacker. So I think that's a reason these things are least used, so they are secured, and also considerably like how they are built on top of it, they are actually a bit secured as well. So I wouldn't say like having everything on Linux is going to save you, but what we could actually do is like we can have alternate backup systems running on Linux. So times like these, we can bring an alternate system live, and they can work from there. So as a business, you can do these things to protect yourself. So as a professional, let's say you are into IT security, I think your golden age has started. So now a lot of companies will look for alternatives of CrowdStrike, and there is going to be more jobs opening it for alternate companies, and more new updates have to come by, and system admins going to have some work, and people who are very good at Azure have to learn AWS and Google Cloud and Alibaba Cloud and all the other cloud. And people, if you have multiple cloud technology experience, now you're going to have a lot more opportunities. So yeah, so I think that summarizes everything. So if you have further questions on this, just put me on my comment section, and we can catch up again on another video, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. If you like my video, subscribe to it, and we'll see you again. Thanks.